it's irrelevant. Age is irrelevant.
Hey girlfriends, this is the Tracy Gold Show and I'm out and about in New York with the Rebel Nerds on the Lower East Side of New York, where it is the perfect place to be rocking at any age. And today I'm going to be speaking to them about what it feels like to be rocking no matter your age and prove that it is really possible. So, welcome guys, it's so good to have you here. Okay, first of all, let's just prove that you can be rocking at any age, right? So Gavin, how old are you?
59.
59, okay. And Jake, how old are you?
I'm 24.
24. And Jacob?
29.
29, okay. So we have quite an age difference here. And so tell us what that feels like, being in a band when you, Gavin, could be like the father of these two young men.
Well, I don't see it like that at all. You know, I just absolutely see age as it's irrelevant. Age is irrelevant. You know, we all make music and we get on well together. They're great guys. We have a great time together. We rock it out, and you know, that's what counts. I've never really thought of them as being. I mean, I know they're younger than me. Sometimes I'm in denial, but you know. For the best part, you know, it's I connect with them and musically and as friends, you know, and that's the important thing.
What is it like for you working with Gavin?
Yeah, I mean, I think what Gavin said is honestly, it really resonates because, yes, of course there's an age difference, but at the end of the day, music is a language that we kind of share. We're here for the work, we're here to make music and have fun, and ultimately that's something that's going to transcend any age gap, you know. So it's shocking from time to time. I think about it and it's just interesting to be in a band with someone so many years my senior, but at the same time we're there to make music, and at the end of the day, like Gavin said, that's what counts.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your music and how Rebel Nerds started.
I am drawn towards writing fast tempo songs with quirky lyrics and with good hook lines. I was busy doing a solo gig in Brooklyn. There are not many people arrived. It was a bit of a dive, and I won't mention the name of the place. But Jake and myself were talking, and one thing led to another, and we got together for a jam, and yeah, and it just worked out so well. We just clicked musically, and then you know, we were looking for a drummer, and that's where Jacob entered into the scene, and it was during the lockdown where we recorded an album virtually, and Jacob's like, I mean, he's got an amazing studio, absolutely amazing studio, and we sent the tracks virtually to one another. We all worked off Logic Pro, which is a software, very powerful software, and we got you know, working on our album, and here we are.
Video?
So I've listened to some of your music and we'll be playing, I'll actually be recording some of the gigs so that you can actually hear some of the music. And I've noticed, Gavin, that a lot of your songs are about your experiences, right? So Jake, what is it like then kind of playing and being part of a band where he's talking about his experiences as a young boy often? Do you relate to any of these themes, like being in school, feeling like you're you know, wanting to be rebellious against the system and your parents and all that kind of thing? Do you relate to that? Is that a age specific thing, or is it actually quite universal?
It's a great question, Tracy. I mean, I do think about the lyrics quite often. We're up there playing the songs, and you know, I'm in the song, I'm in those lyrics that Gavin wrote. So the lyrics transcend time, and it relates to things that I think a lot of people feel when they're going through adolescence, they're going through that angst of kind of becoming themselves. So it really is a great question, because I think maybe deep down I do relate to it. And I think maybe the thing that's wildest to me is to hear those words coming out of Gavin's mouth, and never having met him at that age, of course, you know. It's just a little bit, there's a bit of a disconnect, but it's beautiful, for sure.
Yeah. And so what is the disconnect about, Jake, for you?
Yeah, I guess it's just that, like, you know, I met Gavin at this walk of his life. So, and I think these songs met him at a much, much different walk of his life. So, for me, I know the songs the way the songs know themselves, but I know Gavin as a 59-year-old man. So that's kind of the disconnect there. And it doesn't get in our way. I think, like we both said earlier, ultimately we're there to make the music, and that work kind of transcends age. But I do get a chuckle out of seeing it come to life at this stage in Gavin's life, for sure.
Yeah. I love that. And so what would you say is your, because I want to give the viewers a tip or two, no matter what age they are, that they can be rocking it at any age. So Gavin, what would be your tip to them as to what it looks like and feels like, and just encourage, speak to those people who feel like, oh, they're too old to do it, they're too old to go after their dreams. Maybe not even just in music, but in general. They feel too old, they feel too out of it, they feel irrelevant. What would be your power tip for them as to how to really rock it?
I can only speak for myself, is that I really don't feel 59. I don't feel 59. I don't know what age I feel, but definitely not 59. I'm lucky to be healthy and active and everything like that, so I'm not taking away from people that do have health issues, at my age. But if you are healthy and you are and you love music and you love rocking out, just go for it. I don't think there's much to be said about it.
And Jake, for you, if
Yeah.
you could speak to your older self going down the line, what would you say to yourself? What advice do you want me to remind you of when you get there?
Yeah, right. This has been such a great experience for me because, Gavin is really, talking the talk, walking the walk. He's out there rocking out at 59. And I agree with you, Gavin. Like, I don't even see you as a 59-year-old most of the time. I'm like, it's just Gavin. He's going after it with his full, gusto. And it really just inspires me, man, because you really can do it at any age if you have the mindset. And I've talked to so many people around your age that, chalk it up as a loss from the beginning of the day. Oh, I can't do this, I can't do that because of my age, or, whatever it may be. But we have conversations about this where you say it just doesn't matter. If you have the right mindset, you can go for it. And whether it's like you said, Tracy, whether it's music or another hobby or starting a business or a new relationship, like at the end of the day, you should just go for it. If you really feel it in your heart that it's something that's important to you, life is too short not to go for it.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, Jake. And so would you say that being in New York helps that process? That feeling like it's okay to rock it at every age?
Want to take that?
Yeah, New York is a crazy place, and that's what I love about it. It's a place where you can unapologetically be yourself. I can't speak for everywhere in the world. I've only lived in a handful of places, but it is definitely true that if you feel like you're being a bit eccentric or you're an outcast in your community, you're not going to feel that way if you live in New York. So, that element of it is very much there. But at the same time, I don't think people should be deterred from being themselves wherever they may be. Just because your coworkers or your peers may not think you fit into their box, that's no reason to not live your life the way that you want to live it.
Yeah, that's great. And Gavin, what do you think?
I would echo a lot what Jake has said there. So, I love New York. I love the eclecticness of it. I love the different languages, and there's a lot of color in New York. And there's also it's got this like seediness that I love as well. I love it's like it really is a city built on rock and roll. Whether I'm not only talking about musically, but in fact, with fashion, with art. I've just met so many interesting people. I love the people. I love the people in New York.
And do you find that the people that you've met encourage you to be yourself and to rock it at every age, to kind of just go out there and reach for your dreams regardless?
Most definitely. I'm not the only one. I see it around me all the time. I speak to people lots of people that are different ages that are doing it exactly the same as me.
Thanks, guys. I find that so inspiring, and thank you for sharing your story with us. And don't leave, because we're going to be showing you some of their music live, so you can see in action how they rock it at any age. And this is to really encourage you to do the same. So stay in touch with us, tracygoldshow.com. You can go over and just sign up to our insiders list, because you're going to want to see more of Out and About in New York and living and thriving at any age. Thanks so much. Take care.
Thank you so much, everybody. If you like that one, I would check it out on Spotify. I think the record came out pretty nice.